welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be doing an updated collection video of my board games. I have two other board game collection videos up on this channel. I'll link them in the description. They were made in 2018 and 2020, and we have gotten a lot more new board games since then. There's a bunch of party games, there's a bunch of more serious long games, there's like lots of good stuff. There's also some games that are actually old games, but they're new to us, so I decided to include them in this video. We're going to start with some rapid fire smaller games. So we got here Murder of Crows, which is a small, easy to play game. It's kind of similar to Love Letter, if you've ever played Love Letter, where basically all the cards have letters on them, the letters of the word murder, and you're trying to spell out the word murder in front of you with these cards. But there are other cards that you can play at the same time that kind of affect your hand or affect other players' hands and make it more difficult for you to spell out the word. We also got One Deck Dungeon, which is a very simple game. It's a two-player only game. It can go to 4 players if you have 2 boxes, but with 1 box it's only 2 players. And basically what you do is you're exploring a dungeon, you pull monsters to fight, and you have to roll dice according to what skills you have, and get the treasure, get the loot, get better, fight harder monsters, etc. Very straightforward, but it's a great game for me and Nick to play on date night. A very new one to our collection is Just One. This is a party game where everyone has these little easels in front of them, and basically the player who is it will pick a word off a card that looks just like this. So let's say I pick number 2, then I would get the word mask. And basically you have to, everyone else has to write down a single word clue to try to get the person to guess their word. But if 2 people give the same clue, that clue gets removed from the game and the person who's guessing can't see it. So basically you're trying to give clues that are unique enough that they won't get given by someone else as well, but good enough that they'll still give away the word. So it's a complicated kind of balance. Next we have Happy Little Dinosaurs. This game I got for Christmas because I thought it was super cute, and it's very, very straightforward. Basically you're trying to play the highest card. You're trying to play the highest number card, but again there's other cards that come into play that change the value of your card, change the value of other people's cards, stuff like that. So as you're playing it changes what the highest really means. But yeah, other than that, the art is really cute. There's just a bunch of dinos trying to escape meteorites, and yeah, I really like this. Next is Mexican Train. This board game is a dominoes game, actually. It's not a board game. Basically what you're doing is you're trying to build you're trying to get rid of all the dominoes in your hand by building trains with connecting numbers. So if the last number on the train is a 4, you have to have a piece that has a 4, and then you can place it. You go around taking turns. That's pretty much it. It's a very, very simple game. I play it with my parents a lot, and yeah, it's a good time. Another very simple game is Hitster. This again isn't really a board game, it's more of a card game if anything. But what happens is you get a card that has a QR code on it, and if you scan the QR code it will play a song without showing you what the song is. And you have to place this song on a timeline of other songs of when it came out. And you also get bonus points if you can guess who sings the song and what the song is titled. But yeah, it's a really, really fun game. It's got a lot of like classics in it, classic rock, classic pop, some new music too, and it's really great to play with a large group of people because there's not really, it's co-op, so there's not really like a limit of how many people can play. Next is Codenames Duet. This is a addition to our collection of Codenames games. We already have the original Codenames and Codenames Deep Undercover. Now we have Codenames Duet. This is basically the same as the original game, if you know what that is like. But it is slightly changed so it can be 2 players only. We got this obviously because Nick and I live together alone, so we are often looking for 2-player games to play together. This is a great option. Now we're getting into a little bit more complicated games, or at least to me they are, a little bit harder to explain. Decrypto is one of those games. It is a secret word communication complicated communication game where basically you are playing as an encryptor and you're trying to get a message across to the rest of your team. You have to do this with secret words and basically you're trying to convey a message to your team without the other team figuring out what that message is. I guess we're back to simple games because we have headbands here, which is obviously a very old game, but it's new to our collection. If you don't know this game, basically the picture says it all. You just get a card, you put it on your forehead, and then you have to try to guess what that card is. It's going to be a person, place, or thing. You get to know that ahead of time, and basically you try to guess what it is by asking yes or no questions to the rest of the group who can see what is on your head. When my friends and I played it together, we actually did custom ones too, so we didn't just do the ones that came in the box. We used whiteboards and put those inside of the headbands instead, and then you were able to choose whatever character or whatever place or whatever thing you wanted. Another classic game that I think everyone knows about is Taboo. This is a really fun game where you are trying to get someone to guess a word, but you are given a list of words that you cannot say. So words that are usually words that are like the first word you want to say when describing the guessing word. So let's say if the word was rainbow, it would say colors. You can't say colors, you can't say sky, you can't say pot of gold, you can't say stuff like that. And it makes it a lot harder to try to describe what the word is. Another super simple game is Blank Slate. In this game, each player is given a whiteboard and a marker, and then a phrase is read out loud to everyone that has a blank space in it. So, for example, the one they gave on the board is the game where blank minds think alike, and everyone fills in what they think should go in the blank. So people wrote two minds think alike, simple minds think alike, great minds think alike, and basically you're trying to match with answers. You're trying to match answers with one other person. You get 3 points if you match with one other person, you get 1 point if you match with more than one other person, and you get 0 points if you match with no one. And so yeah, you're trying to find words that are going to fill in the blank accurately, match with one other person, but not match with more than that. So like kind of an obscure word, but not super obscure. And finally, in the list of simple and easy to understand games, we have the Game of Things. This is kind of a classic game. I definitely played it in high school a lot, and it's really simple. Basically, a question will be answered, or will be asked to the group, such as things you like to do with chocolate, things you shouldn't do with glue, things you like to ask a psychic. Just kind of goofy things like that you can fill in however you want. You can be as silly or as dirty or as serious or as honest as you want. Then all of the answers are put into a hat, and you have to go around and guess who gave which answer. So basically you're trying to make your answer sound like the kind of answer that someone else would give, because you get more points based on not being able to be guessed. Okay, now we're getting into a little bit more complicated games that are going to be harder to explain, but are really fun. So first we have Betrayal at Baldur's Gate. This is an alternative version of a game that I listed in my first board game collection video, and that is Betrayal at Betrayal at House on the Hill. This is Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, so it's basically the D&D version of this game. Basically what happens is you are building out a town, D&D town, and exploring it, and at some point during the game, one of the players at least will turn into a traitor, and that traitor, like traitor, not traitor, but like traitor, and they will turn on the rest of the group and try to do something terrible to them, and the rest of the group has to try to thwart the plans of the traitor. It's very D&D themed, so like all the characters you can play are like classes from D&D, and a lot of the way it works is based on D&D, so if you're a D&D fan, I highly recommend this game. Next game is one of my favorite games of all time, and that is Stardew Valley, the board game. I love Stardew Valley, the video game, and the board game did not disappoint at all. Basically, it's very similar to the video game where you're just taking care of your grandpa's old farm. You are trying to build it up from the ground up, trying to make money. There's different goals you have to try to complete based on, that change based on which time you're playing the game. And you're also trying to fill out the community center and restore the town to its former glory. Really, really fun game. It has great replayability because there's different goals. Like there's basically, I think there's like 10 different goals and you only play 4 a game. So like it changes how you play the game, and there's also randomization, and just basically every game is different. It is really complicated and quite long, so it's not for the casual board game player, but I really like it. Next is a game called Spirit Island. This game is really cool because basically you're playing as these kind of all-powerful gods that are protecting an island of native people from invading colonizers. And basically you have different powers that you can use against these colonizers to help kind of slow their takeover of the land and their extermination of the people who live there. It's a co-op game, so you're working together with your fellow gods and you're trying to basically just save the land. And it's also quite long and quite complicated. There's lots of symbols to learn, but I think it's a really fun game. And finally we have Forgotten Waters, which is a board game where you basically role play as a pirate and you explore the 7 seas, you go on quests, you go on adventures. It's very much like a role-playing video game, but a board game version. You have your own personal background story and your own personal like journey that you're going on, where and there's also like a group journey that everyone's going on together that you get to explore. And it's just really fun. It involves a lot of pirate puns, a lot of there's a pirate name generator for creating your character. There's lots of fun stuff like that, and it also involves using a app like on the TV, similar to like Mansions of Madness, but it's definitely a really, really fun game. Okay, so that is our updated board game collection as of 2025. Like I said, it's been 5 years since I did an update, so that is what we managed to get together in 5 years. Who knows where we'll be in another 5. But yeah, let me know if you like any of these games below. Let me know if you have any game suggestions for me based on the games that I like, how I talked about these games. And make sure you check out my previous board game collection videos in the description down below to see what other games we have and answer the same questions, whether you liked any of them or if you have any game suggestions based on them. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Later days.